For 114 preambles I've dragged lovingly into this hellscape. I'm finally dry.
Well, it happens. I mean, sometimes, we had a good run. Things have changed. And, I mean, at one point, the gas tank is empty. And we've got to refuel somewhere, so...
I need to go on a retreat. A podcast retreat where it's just like, hey, do you want a podcast? No, and fuck you.
Yeah, we should... Yeah, is there a podcast con that happens?
Several.
Kind of like VidCon? Several?
Several.
That's what we've got to do. We've got to find a podcast con and then go there and remind ourselves why we hate those general podcast stuff.
Or I can just go on like a podcast website and check out the recommendations.
Ooh, that would be a good one too. It's very much like VidCon, only we hate ourselves through audio instead of audio and video.
Oh no, podcast creators are jerks, and we're just jerks to go along with them.
Oh, we're just part of the jerk train?
Yeah. Like we said last week, like fucking narcissistic ass motherfuckers who want to record themselves.
This is true.
And some of them talk like this for extended periods.
Have you ever heard my Maeve After Dark voice?
No.
So the Maeve After Dark voice is the voice I use sometimes when I stream at night, and it's the
yes, night, not night day. Got it.
Day, yeah, night. So it's really annoying because I get really close to the mic and I start talking like this. What's going on, everybody? This is Maeve Online.
I kind of want you to do an entire podcast in that voice now.
Oh no, I've only done this because you need to hear it. But if I'm recording a podcast like this, it's got to be nighttime.
Can I get a giggity out of you in that voice?
Giggity.
Yeah, you should talk like that all the time.
No.
Yes.
This is only for Maeve After Dark. I've only got a few more. And the ladies. But I can only use this voice for a limited time, because it is daylight out. Otherwise, I switch back to something like this.
You got halfway back, which is the disturbing part. Still had some of the resonance, but also, like, your laughter. It's like, that's some serial killer shit right there.
That's the Alex we know.
That's some, hey, ladies, you want to get in my van? No, I understand. Be seeing you later. You too, fella.
Much later. You will get in my van sooner or later.
We've gone too far.
Hello and welcome to Wicked Awesome Cast, episode 114.
Woo!
That's right, folks. We did it. We're still here. 14 episodes after 100. Somehow they let us keep our computers. And by us, I mean myself, Alex, a.k.a. Maeve Online, and of course I am joined by the founder, the creator, the man himself. Not a myth,
Please,
but a
it's
legend.
just Charlie.
Also known as Charlie, a.k.a. Mordak.
Yo.
Spelled Mord 4K. And I know he hates when I reference that, but I love it.
Someone took my gamer tag on a really obscure service, and I'm angry about that. I signed up something recently where it's like, okay, I'm going to put Mordak in. What the shit?
Yeah. That kind of sucks.
I went with one of my 3 variants, but still, it's like, who the fuck else is using my gamer tag?
Mm-hmm.
I will find you, Mord 4K, and end you. For I am Mordak, you are Mord 4K.
Yeah.
The imposter! Flash forward 2 years, find out he's like, constantly like, who the fuck is this guy who keeps taking my gamer tag? I had it for years before he did.
And you guys clearly just have to have a duel to decide who keeps it. Like, to the death.
Yeah.
Literally to the death. And the loser has to make sure that all their passwords for any time they use that account is written down and put into a safety deposit box by a third party to be held onto.
Oh, I think what you do is, I think it was City of Heroes or City of Villains had a really entertaining system for punishing you if you had a name someone realized was offensive.
Oh, really? What was it?
It would, randomly generate a new name for you.
What? Really?
I might be confusing games. There was something where, if you had, a name that skirted, the obvious catch filters, but then was like, dude, you named yourself after a famous serial killer or something. That's fucked up in this, E-rated game. They would then assign you, based on, adjectives. It would be, Giggles the Happy Clown or something.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool system. I don't think it was City of Heroes or City of Villains, but I remember it being something similar where like you'd suddenly find yourself in combat with someone where it was like, okay, guy who like fucking emoed their character up to shit, and it's called like Mr. Sunshine, and you're like, that's either awesome or you got hit with the name renamer. That's either an amazing nickname or a name for your character, or
That is pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. That's a good system. I know WoW did something like that before, when people would come and make really shitty fucking names for guilds and stuff. That was very much a thing. But they wouldn't change it to something like funny. They'd just be like guild number so and so.
Yeah.
Very meh. Although the GM experience for Blizzard has always been way more fun. They're always in character and it's goofy as shit, and I love it. So.
You should play on an RP server. They're fantastic.
I'm gonna take a hard fucking pass on RP servers. That hurts the dumb shit that happens with that.
They're the best.
Very much taking a fucking hard pass on that. Fuck that shit. But yes, we're here. Another podcast.
Yes.
But, yeah. So, we've got a few things to talk about. It's pretty fucking slow news right now.
Summer needs to end. Fuck summer.
Fuck the summer heat and fuck the summer news cycle because it's dry as shit. The news cycle reflects the weather as in it's hot and dry and it's dead. No one loves it. We need some flavor. I need coolness. The heat sucks. Fuck the summer. Anyway.
Having problems with humidity still, huh?
No, actually, it's gotten a lot cooler now. I've got a nice little system I got going on. That our little window rattler that we got going on has been doing a lot of work. So
I have a coworker that I think spent most of July sleeping in his kitchen because that's where his AC unit was.
Mm-hmm.
And July in LA was rough.
Yeah, no, I've been hearing some of the stories. Jesus.
Yeah.
So, luckily though,
dear fucking God, we're talking about the weather. What have you been up to this week, man?
All right, you want me to go first? I'll do it.
Why not?
All right, so let's see. First of all, today I'm joining you guys with a Square Mile cider because I figured one of my new things this week is they will try some of the local Portland stuff.
Is that a hard cider or a soft cider?
It's a hard cider.
Ooh.
It's a seasonal release, crafted here right in Portland. So every week now, I figured a little thing I'll do is
Taste
have
of
a beer
Portland.
or drink.
Alex's Taste of Portland.
Yep. So if anybody's listening and has had stuff in Portland, and you want to recommend something for me to try during the podcast, let us know.
My fancy steampunk keg is from Portland.
Oh, really?
I made the mistake of buying one of those fancy growlers that has like a built-in spig system or something. That's
fucking cool.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. So yes, today's Square Mile Cider Co. with a rose apple cider. But yeah, all right. So update. What have I been up to? So, finally got into a raiding guild. Took about a week. So, funny story about that. As it turns out, the guild I ended up applying to because they raid late night Friday and Saturdays. One of the officers happens to be an old friend of mine that I used to raid with back in the day. So,
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a very good thing because it made it really easy for me to get into the guild. So they ended up vouching for me, saying, "Yeah, no, pretty good." So he's a good pickup. But yeah, so I am now part of a raiding guild on Area 52, and our guild name is Disconnect. So that is me. I'm happy to start raiding because they're pushing mythic content, and that's what I want to start doing. I miss the hardcore raiding stuff, so it's so missed. But so yeah, I'm gonna be raiding up in Cata for sure, or sorry, not Cata, in BFA, and getting that going, so it'll be fun. I have decided on my main. It is 100% confirmed now, and I am playing a class I had not originally mentioned.
Shadow Priest?
Nope. Enhancement Shaman.
Okay. That's the melee shaman, right?
Yes, sir. That's the Doomhammer Shaman. So, as it turns out, apparently, the guild I'm in, they're pretty full on most of the other classes, like Demon Hunter, which is the one I really wanted to play, and Rogue, and all that. So, they had said they don't have any Enhancement Shamans, so it would be more likely to get a raid spot if I can find myself an Enhancement Shaman spot. And so I said, okay, fine, no problem. I got that in my pocket, so I'll play it. And here I am. I am now signed up playing an Enhancement Shaman for this new guild. So
what
this
race?
week I've been... Orc. Orc Shaman for sure, standing upright. I'm not
Standing
gonna be...
tall and proud.
Yes, sir. I am not the Zappy boy, unfortunately. So, I will not be a Troll Shaman for now. That may change, depending on what some of these racials come out with later on. But as of right now, nope.
I'm still mad you can't be a yoked troll.
Give it time.
Eventually, all player races except Murloc will be playable.
I actually am hearing some stuff about maybe Murlocs at some point, but...
They've been saying that shit for years. Literally a decade, that's been a rumor.
Yeah, but they've been throwing out a lot of races for allied races stuff right now. Like, they've been even throwing out Naga right now, in terms of the quest chain stuff. I mean, it's particularly like the Blood Trolls, apparently.
Sure.
Was rumored, but because some of the architecture stuff they've been doing inside the builds have been looking like what they did with some of the allied races recently.
Yeah.
So... But yeah, I am going to be playing an Orc Enhancement Shaman, so... And I will be playing with Warlord on, so bring it, Yulhans, bitches. But yeah, so I'm getting all that stuff squared away, and that'll be fun, but that is the gaming... Oh, last piece of gaming-related stuff. Got new wheels for my chair, because the other wheels were fucking falling apart. It was terrible. You weren't kidding. Those wheels were fucking hot garbage. So not only did I get these, like, rollerblade-esque wheels, which are really nice, I also got a nice little plastic carpet thing under it, so it feels better overall. But yeah, no, it's the gaming situation as far as being ready for it looks like it's going to be good. I am eyeballing these cheap video cards and RAM prices right now, considering the new video card's going to be out soon, so the old ones will be up for fucking grabs. So we'll see. I'll keep an eye on that. On real life related stuff. My sister, if you guys didn't know, I think I had shared this at some point. My sister had revealed that she is expecting her first child a couple months ago, so I'm happy about that.
And so the pressure to have one of your own now begins.
Oh, that pressure's been on for a while, dude. That's not anything new. But
you must carry on the bloodline, Alex, and the name.
Yeah. But
only you can do so. Not your sister, you.
Yeah, that's actually true. It'll be a lot different from my girlfriend's family. All of them have had girls, so there's nobody to carry on their last name. It's kind of interesting little tidbit. I was like, oh, well, I'll be damned.
I'm the only male on my dad's side of the family.
So it's up to you to carry legacy.
Whether I want to or not.
Welcome to the club, son. But yeah, so this past weekend she had her gender reveal event. Gender reveals
How'd
her
she
thing.
do it?
She just did a balloon with the color in it. Nothing
That's not
fancy.
inventive.
No, but
you gotta load a paintball gun with the correct colors, then shoot the father a bunch of times, and that's when you sneak reveal it's actually the mailman, not the husband.
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
I've been to that
color?
baby reveal party.
Have you? Oh, of course it's happened. Of course you've been to something.
Not
like
the
that.
mailman reveal part, but
No, the paintball. I totally see that.
Fun fact,
No.
the dad in that case did not know they were the dad till that party.
Oh, that's a fucking tidbit right there. Well, I'll be damned.
Yep.
Oh, but yeah, she had her gender reveal party, and I am going to be the proud uncle of a niece. They're having a girl, so I just want to give a little shout out to
Are you
my
prepared to be
sister-in-law.
an uncle?
Well, I'm prepared as in I moved far away from them, so...
Have you
Sure.
picked what type of uncling tree you're going to go down?
I don't know yet. I'm debating.
You going to
I
be a
know
fun
I'm gonna-
uncle or kind of a weird, estranged uncle?
I'm going to be a fun uncle.
You sure
I'm-
about that?
Hell yeah!
You pick the wrong build for that and you become the funny uncle.
But yeah, no, I want to be the fun uncle, not the one that has a court date. So, because those guys are fucking disgusting people.
We just don't know what's up with Uncle Alex.
Shut up. Not going to be that.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you won't.
But yeah, just want to give
Guy
a
who
special...
moved to Portland recently.
I don't know if my sister listens to the podcast, but if she doesn't, I'll make sure to make her listen to this
You'd
episode.
better hope she doesn't.
I'm going to make her listen to this episode.
Oh, God. Why would you do that to
So-
your family?
Why? Because I want her to hear that I'm giving her a special shout out and that I love her and I care a lot. And I'm really happy that she's having a nice and healthy baby girl pregnancy right now. So shout outs to you, Lola. Anyway, I had
Please
to
contact us if you want me to bleep out the name in hindsight. Yeah. Anything else, or that's it?
No. One last thing that's actually kind of cool little tidbit here. I think I told you that like we kind of had a weird situation at home here where Mandy's schedules and I weren't aligned in the sense where we never had a day off together.
Sure.
That has changed. We now have one day off together a week.
One whole day.
Yep. And so Fridays we're gonna go and start doing more Portland stuff. So this past week,
are you working 4 10-hour days again? Or are you working 5 8-hour days?
4 10s. 4 10s.
I continue to be really envious of that schedule.
Yeah, it's Monday through Thursday. It's fucking awesome. And if I have the choice, I can do Tuesday through Friday, but I sure shit am not switching anymore because Fridays is our day off together.
Congrats.
So, yeah. So we, this past weekend, this Friday, we went to the Oregon Zoo for the first, and it was really cool. We had a lot of fun. Is there a
giraffe there?
There is.
Are they open in the winter?
I don't know.
If they are, you're in the unique situation to potentially see one of nature's greatest gifts.
And that is?
African animals dealing with snow. Specifically, giraffes slipping on ice.
I don't think they keep them there for the winter. Because they talk about, like, for example, they have tortoises. They end up doing something where they change the exhibit up for the winter. So they're definitely moving stuff around.
Yeah, tortoises, though. Those are small. Giraffes?
That's true.
You put a blanket and scarf on that long neck motherfucker, and you send him outside for an hour. And if you're unlucky, some asshole from Boston will see you see that giraffe trip and fall and laugh like a fucking donkey for an hour and a half. I love the Toronto Zoo. It's a great place.
Oh, I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you updated on that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Lions also not liking snow. Pretty awesome. Although snow does remind you that hyenas are fucking terrifying. Snow doesn't faze those fuckers at all. They're like, whatever, I'll murder you in the snow.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. So, but yeah, we got to hang out at the zoo, and that was a lot of fun. It was nice having an actual day off together.
Yeah.
So, I look forward to reporting many more adventures that we take in the Portland area. So,
once you go to a yarn shop, then I'll know it's all over.
She's already been.
No,
yarning.
When you are dragged into a yarn shop.
Nah.
You say that now.
Nah, I'm good. Though she's having fun doing it. I like that she's like having fun messing with the yarn and stuff and sewing. She's getting pretty good at it. So, yeah, I'm supporting her and I'm happy for her. I'm glad she's doing it. So, yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot more fun stuff out here as it gets as the weeks come. So we're still planning out what other events we're going to go check out. We're probably going to hit up a tap room at some point, start hitting up our first tap room and things like that. So we'll see. And again, if anybody who listens to the podcast has any suggestions on cool stuff we can do here in the Portland area, I'd love to give it a go.
All right.
Yeah. Other than that, that's been my week. Tell me about yourself, Charlie.
I had a $160 steak.
Wait, what?
I had a $160 steak.
You can't. That's not the end of the statement. You have to tell the story that goes as long when you ate a $160 steak.
My birthday may or may not be coming up, and my dad was in town for a change. And as a result of this, I eat steak on my birthday, and we decided to celebrate my birthday a little bit early this year. And I had a $160 steak. It was a tomahawk steak. It weighed 48 ounces.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's real good. This was a dry-aged one.
I'm getting fucking hungry.
It's real good. It's like 2.5 inches, 3 inches thick. It was.
Oh, where'd you get it?
Nick and Steph's, I think, was the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
One of the best steak restaurants in LA, apparently.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe
nice.
The world. I used to say that the whale steaks I ate were the best steak. Nah, this thing beat that out finally.
Wow.
I needed several moments while I ate the steak. I'm like, hang on, I need silence while I enjoy this mouthful. Everyone in this restaurant needs to shut the fuck up. I need silence.
You gotta get those, like, those signs they have like at golf tournaments where they need people to be quiet.
Please.
Yeah, just hold that shit up and then you take your bite.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking great.
Excuse me, people. Excuse me. I am now going to eat the heel of the tomahawk steak. Allegedly the best part of this steak. Chewing Yeah, they're right. Fuck, I've ruined steak for myself again. Like, and the best part is you start at the bottom and work your way towards the heel. Every kind of section gets better because it gets fattier and closer to the heel. And then you get to the heel and you're like, well, thank God I started at this end, because fuck, this would have ruined the entire rest of the steak.
Yeah. That sounds really fucking good.
It was.
I gotta find me a steak place out here.
Yeah.
I've never had a tomahawk steak.
I had not either. Now I have.
I thought you had it before.
Maybe I have. I
could have sworn
I'm
you
aware of their.
picture.
I'm aware of their existence. Now I've never eaten one. I have wanted to eat one for many years. I've definitely sent you pictures of them.
Yeah, I remember you sent me pictures. I thought that was the one you ate.
No, I've never eaten a tomahawk steak. I've eaten other giant steaks. Never a tomahawk, though, I don't think.
Gotcha. Well, that's on my to-do list. Maybe I'll check out Outback. Maybe they have some.
They do not have a tomahawk steak.
Damn it.
You have to go to a real steak place to get a tomahawk.
Have you had Outback before?
Yes.
Are they okay?
They're fine.
Okay.
They are the lowest level of steak restaurant I will accept.
I don't know. I'm quite a fan of. You know what? Actually, I miss a lot is Norm's. They have shitty steak, but
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
diner steak.
Don't get steak at diners. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, sorry, I'm now readjusting my scale for that sentence, and this steak was so good you might have came in your pants if you think Outback is good.
Wow.
That's how good this steak was. Like, if you've never had a steak, like, truly melt in your mouth before, you might have not known how to explain this steak to other people. This was not a beginner-level steak. Either in size or quality.
I want to have these things.
Yeah, this was no S-rank steak, but, like, this was, Sir, I see by your card you've eaten several steaks before. Indeed, I have. Do you understand that anyone who gets a steak cooked more than medium rare is a monster? Indeed, I am. Are you prepared to get your steak raw here? How else would I get such a fine steak cooked?
Yeah,
like,
anybody who cooks above medium rare, you're a monster and probably a shitty human being.
have I ever told you about Pittsburgh Blue?
No.
All right, so when I lived in Pittsburgh, there's a steak cooking, whatever you want to call it, order you can put in called Pittsburgh Blue, where it's barely warm on the inside, and you burn the shit out of the outside of it. And I mean, like, burn. Like, charcoal briquette exterior, rarest of the rare inside. And it is a choice. And a waste of perfectly good steak.
This kills me.
Yeah. Nah, it's been a weird week. Scrump's not sick. So we've been doing Scrump stuff. I looked at grills today.
Mm-hmm.
I hate looking at grills.
Well, I know this appliance / like stuff buying for your new house has been kind of a pain in the ass.
This is a little bit easier because the spectrum of grills is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're unlike like fucking washing machines and dishwashers and refrigerators. There are people in the grill world that will give you real opinions, and the issue is also some of these people have way more money than sense, and in like a review where they're reviewing like a $400 grill, they'll also like talk about a $14,000 grill, and that comparison breaks down. It's kind of like comparing a 1990 like Toyota Camry to a 2018 Prius. Yeah, they're both cars, but there's been so much change in technology since one came out that like, I don't know, like we were briefly looking at what's called hybrid grills, which are grills that do gas or propane or charcoal, and most of them are kind of only except for the fact that starting at $14,000, you can get a real good hybrid grill made of solid, like 1/4-inch thick stainless steel plate, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It also costs as much as a car.
What?
$14,000 grill.
Fuck that. I'm sorry.
Were you not registering $14,000 grill?
No, I'm not. No, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not spending $14,000 on a grill unless it A, hunts the animal itself and does all the preparation beforehand, that cooks it, and then serves it on my fucking table.
For reference, this is the low end of that company. Like, $14,000 is their economy model. They have a $50,000 grill you could spring for if you wanted. To be fair, like, these guys are the ones that specialize in, like, pro-grade shit or whatever, but the world of grills is frustrating because you have the charcoal purists that are like, if you're not using charcoal, why even bother grilling? And then you have people that are like, because I like using my grill more than once a week. Those are propane people. I kind of fall in that second camp.
So you're a propane man?
I wish I could do both, but I kind of side with Hank Hill on this one. Like, charcoal tastes better, but there's a usability factor that you get from propane that charcoal doesn't quite match.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Jen looked at grills. We've been looking at them for a while. We finally found one we actually like, which is great, but we had to go to Home Depot for that, and it was like, we're not going to be useful at all. We want to sell you a propane tank that won't have a fill gauge on it. Even though our website says we totally sell these fuckers. Yeah. In video game news, I'm playing WoW again, apparently, and I've been kind of slowly making my way through the Destiny 2 Summer Solstice thing. There is one thing in that Destiny 2 event I want, and it's the cool-ass looking Sparrow, and I think the moment I get it, I'm going to stop playing Destiny until Forsaken comes out. Which sucks, that's a random drop thing. It's got me going, like, what if I just put money in Everest? Like, what if I just did that? Like, I could, like, probably $20 would get me that dumbass thing. And a bunch of other shit. And it's a punch card system, so I'd have a way reduced rate of getting duplicates of anything. I'm honestly looking at it going, like, the event is cool, but I don't really want to play it.
Yeah, I haven't touched Destiny.
Yeah.
Ever since I started playing it again, just because I'm getting so amped up for WoW.
I got weirdly derailed by WoW recently. I'm thinking of resubscribing. Like, I'm watching the days tick down where it's like, oh, you have X number of days left and stuff. And I'm like, not yet. Maybe soon.
Just sign up, Charlie. Come on, bro.
Maybe.
Come on.
We'll see how the next couple weeks go.
We shall see. I look forward to seeing you on Azeroth, sir.
Yeah, I think if they just let me transfer my characters back and forth across servers, or I could have a cross-server guild or something. And I know there's that new community system they've added or whatever. I find it very... Yes, I know I can play with you. The fact you can't give me gear and vice versa, that irks me.
Yeah, it's a little crappy.
It's a little antiquated at this point, where it's like, this is a choice that you are making for dumb reasons. Especially because the auction house is across all servers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm ready for summer to be over. Did some house stuff, I guess. I hung some art in my house. By art, I mean street signs.
Oh?
It does not feel like a frat house.
What's it feel like more? Is it
The
like
house.
an actual house?
Jen did a really good job of kind of art directing them, so it does not look like a frat house.
Oh, okay.
But it feels like we live here a little bit more than it used to, which is nice.
Nice. I'm glad it's coming together for you.
Yeah, my shoulders recovered enough I can be semi-useful. Oh, total separate topic. On when the heck are videos coming back status update, I got a bunch of boxes out of my garage today. So that happened.
Nice.
So the studio is not at all coming together, but we're one step closer to it.
Okay. All right. Getting there.
Yeah. That's it for me. It's just been a weird, dragging week.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's been a dragging week, but, I mean, hopefully this week's better coming up.
Yeah. We can only hope.
Well, I guess shall we move on to the news?
Yeah, why not? News time! Well, that type of hype, we have to lead into our best news article this week, and I fucking love this finally happened. You know what cryptojacking is, Alex?
Yeah, it's when you have, like, sites or applications, cryptocurrency in the background.
Basically,
things?
so, there's a game called Abstracticism, which has had a whole kind of slew of weird issues leading up to it, but apparently it was discovered that when you bought this game, which means, remember I said that, I said bought, not downloaded, bought, it then started fucking mining bitcoins on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's been up since March 15th. It's a trivial platformer. It's didn't take off, didn't set the world on fire, but had people noticing at least. But, yeah. The game totally installed a virus.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a shitty thing to do, but yeah, I guess it's been pulled from the Steam store then.
Yeah. Oh, and it's gone.
It's just completely gone?
Yeah. But the developers also got out there enough to be like, it doesn't mind cryptocurrency. Unrelatedly, we're pulling our game off Steam. And initially, so they got caught because the way you got Bitcoin mining works, we all know it's about kind of this high usage of CPU and GPU stuff. So people started saying, like, why is my computer hitting max levels in the kind of the task manager stuff? And they had the stones to get out there and go, you're playing this game on the highest graphics level. It is a simple ass, like, blocky, you're moving a thing through a maze art style.
Yeah, aka you're fucking mining people's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scumbag game developers do scumbag things.
Yeah. I just love this because this kind of comes right on the heels of Valve being like, whatever, you got a game, we'll put it on Steam. Do it, who cares?
Yeah, no, that's... it's, wow. Yeah, I'm looking at this fucking screenshots for this shit.
Yeah.
There's no way this is... Wow.
Yeah.
They just think people are fucking stupid.
Oh no, and like I don't have this game, and I feel bad for those that got tricked into buying this, but at the same time, like, the fact someone fucking did this makes me so goddamn happy.
And apparently they did some more shitty
Yeah.
Team Fortress 2 item, and... Oh, man.
Yep.
Wow.
This is some, like...
worse and worse!
Yeah, this, and, like, the best part, this is some, like, cyberpunk-ass, like, dark net stuff. It's great!
This is the shit that they have always warned us about.
This is the shit I've always wanted to happen, yeah.
Yeah, no, this... you know what? Sooner or later, everything you prophesize comes true.
Yeah, I love our dark internet future.
Yeah. I, for one, welcome our new dark internet overlords.
And, like, I guess it's worth mentioning, too, like, Valve's response to this hasn't been amazing. They're like, yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's amazing! It's terrible, but amazing.
What I don't like is, like, so they caught this one, but how many more have gone through the cracks?
Yep.
Well, we can't always have a good news week on stuff. It's always got to be bad somewhere. And you know what? If it isn't the players sometimes, leave it to developers and game companies to fucking pick up the slack. Even though in the summer we can always find drama for this kind of bullshit.
Well, so speaking of slack, on the opposite end of where that is important news, I have dumb bullshit Destiny news.
Oh, go on, sir.
Bungie got out there and kind of as part of this whole summer, solstice, summer of triumph thing they're doing right now, they released some stats, and one of them is that over 807,635,124 shaders have been deleted. Now, if you turn that into math and say, okay, at 1 second per shader, that means 25.59 years have been wasted dismantling shaders in Destiny 2.
Well, what do you expect when you, like, because they give you so many fucking shaders, and some of the shaders are kind of shitty.
Yeah.
That is a very interesting stat to have, though. I gotta admit, I'm kind of impressed that, like, keep track of this kind of stat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of funny. Wow, 25 years with the Disenchanting.
Yep.
Oh, man. That is kind of cool. I gotta say, just for a little tidbit. That's like, I don't know, I don't classify it as wholesome, but it's just kind of intriguing and funny.
Yep.
It's probably one things Destiny 2 devs have delivered on that people really appreciate.
Dark knowledge. Yeah, we got this useless ass knowledge. Great.
Perfect.
This will go over well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I guess kind of on the other last kind of big news piece before we jump into our main topic this week. Fucking EVO is happening. We would love to talk about the EVO, the winners, the losers, the crazy ass shit that's happened, but it's happening right now, and we're gonna save it for next week then, so we can talk about it as a full picture. Me and Alex have slightly different reactions. I've enjoyed some of EVO this year, but also have not enjoyed a lot of the commentary for it. You've been a little more positive than I have.
Yeah.
I will say this: me and my dad actually watched some of the top 64, whatever it was called, bracket for Street Fighter, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and he kind of got what was going on despite not knowing anything about video games, which just kind of speaks to how cool that game is.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of good views too.
Yeah.
Like, I've been keeping track of it. I mean, Street Fighter V is still king, but it's interesting to watch all this like coverage and as far as just like the numbers go for this game, because they're hitting numbers that they normally wouldn't hit until like finals.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see that kind of stuff come out. So yeah, I'm excited. And it's nice to see a game that you normally wouldn't see in like the top five games being streamed right now on the Twitch list. So that's cool. But yeah. So we'll talk Evo next week, which brings us now
to the most important news of this week, and we have no email this week. If you've made it this far and don't want to hear about World of Warcraft shit, I totally understand. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week. We won't be talking about WoW as much, even though it's the one before the WoW comes out, so sorry, I guess. Thank you for listening. Metal, whatever. Yeah, I skipped the end of the podcast. Come back 30 seconds, get the music. You can skip what we're about to talk about if you don't want to hear about World of Warcraft, because it's like when me were going about Destiny and kind of trapped Jeff there. It's like, okay, guess I'm here, but whatever. Like, I'm not going to do this to our listeners. Like, this has got to be some dumbass WoW shit this week.
Yep.
I'm going to give you a couple seconds now to turn this off. 3, 2, 1...
Bum, 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 bum. You hear that, Charlie?
Yeah, I hear it.
Bum, bum. Those are the war drums, Charlie. Bum, bum.
War
War is upon us.
Fuck
bum,
that.
Bum.
Sylvanas ain't my war chief. I didn't join the horde for her.
Oh, so if for those of you who are still listening and don't play Warcraft, we'll give you a little context as to what's going on.
We're sorry.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not. I like World of Warcraft. Fuck you.
Yeah, but you have to listen to this.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, you know what you signed up for. This is a podcast about
you did this to you.
Yeah, this is your own fault. So,
all right, fill him in, Alex.
All right, so, with the Legion wrapping up, the tensions with two big factions, the Alliance and the Horde, have been building up. And recently, there was a big theory, because we all knew that the World Tree was going to get burned down. That was going to happen because it's one of the events leading up to Battle for Azeroth. But holy shit, did it not go down the way people thought it was. It was funny because...
What was the theory before what happened?
So one of the theories was it was either the Worgen leader or Jaina was going to burn it and frame the Horde to incite... Because Jaina's been off her fucking rocker recently.
Why the Worgen leader, out of curiosity?
He hates Sylvanas. He has a special hatred for Sylvanas. And it has to do with, actually, have you tried leveling up a Worgen from the beginning?
A little bit of the way. I know they live next to the, fucking Undercity.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that went down story-wise between them in the leveling up zone for the Worgen. So it's something you might want to play at some point if you want to see it, but I think it has to do early on. Do you remember in Wrath when they dropped that giant, like they kept dropping the barrels of that fucking evil ooze stuff?
Yep.
Well, from what I understand is some of the early testing for that happened on the Worgen.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, a bunch of the Worgen were just kind of fucking Shadowfang keep mindless zombie werewolf things, so who cared? But
yeah, so he's not happy about that. So there's a long, strong, like, hatred between the Worgen leader and Sylvanas specifically. Actually, also, if you level up through some Legion in Stormheim, the Worgen leader fucks up Sylvanas' plans for something she was working on in... What was it? Yeah, in Stormheim. She ended up capturing this lantern that lets her create the crazy-looking gladiator women with wings. The Valkyrie?
Valkyrie, yeah.
Yeah. So, she basically had the lantern to control the Valkyrie, and, what's it called? The Worgen leader broke it. Like, basically, they were fighting, and he was able to take it away and broke it. So she lost the ability to control the Valkyrie. So there's that. But yeah, there's been animosity between those two for a long time.
Let's also take a step back and remember that, like, Sylvanas has done some, like, ambiguously evil shit before.
Well, yeah, it started with that fucking vile shit that she was launching out there.
Oh, I mean, like, even in, like, Frozen Throne shit, some of the stuff the Forsaken were getting up to are like, huh, that's not neutral.
Yeah, no. Everyone kind of gets the feeling. Well, before we continue further, I guess I'll finish explaining the theory and what actually happened. So the theory was that those two were going to burn the tree down and make it look like it was the Horde so they could incite a war. Because Jaina has been itching to fucking go after the Horde for a while now, ever since Dalaran. So, turns out it wasn't the black and white, or sorry, it wasn't morally gray like some of the people were saying. Sylvanas flat out just fucking burned the tree down.
And we know this from a cutscene.
Yeah, it was, they're releasing a series of cutscenes called The Warbringers, which kind of highlights a certain point of the... Have you seen the Warbringer cinematics?
Yeah, that's... So, it's kind of interrupt Alex. I'm playing WoW again. I'm playing WoW because of the fucking Warbringer stuff. And I was kind of like, okay, fine, whatever. WoW bullshit is going on. And then that new one came out with the orc guy. And I'm like, fuck. If there's a chance I can support this dude, I have to play this game again.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting for a while because you haven't played a lot of the beta or followed some of the storyline that happens in the beta, have you? Do you want me to tell you what happens right now?
Yeah, go for it. Keep it somewhat spoilery free. Like, maybe avoid the specific details if you can.
It's going to be kind of hard, but I'll try.
Maybe don't then. Like, the game comes out in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows that the opening sequence of the game pretty much is the battle for Lordaeron, right?
Sure.
Where they fight in the Undercity capital kind of thing. So, yeah, let's just say Saurfang is very much tired of Sylvanas' shit, and there's something that happens during the Battle of Lordaeron where he is like, all right, I'm done with this shit. This is not the Horde, and steps away. So, it's the first scenario you're going to have to play leading into the expansion. There's nothing that's going to be surprising. But there is some questionable shit that she does even now, after that. So, but yeah, the Horde are very much looking like fucking bad guys in the situation right now. And it's looking very black and white.
And to be fair, a bunch of Horde players are coming out on the side of like, no, that's not fucking cool at all.
No, and it's funny, yeah, that they've actually, I guess to add to little news stories, but there is a little thing going on right now where World of Warcraft players are actually transmogging to remove their shoulder pads in protest, to replicate pretty much what Saurfang did by removing his shoulder pads and saying there was no honor in burning the tree. So you have players who are taking off their shoulders. Shoulder for Saurfang is the name of the movement. And apparently, which is kind of cool, there's kind of this thing where if you transmog your shoulders off and you're in war mode, the Alliance see that as solidarity and they won't attack you. So, kind of an interesting little tidbit. But yeah, it's kind of, it's an interesting thing because people, like, even people in the Horde, like, this is not what's supposed to happen. This is fucked up. Burning the world tree like that was just fucked up.
Yeah.
The original plan in the cinematics right now was they were going after the world tree just to pull them away from Syphilis so they could farm more Azurite, which is what they want. It's all over Azurite and that resource. So, yeah, it just took a dark turn.
No, it took a Sylvanas. So, and maybe this is the big difference. Like, I think you're familiar with kind of Warcraft lore starting at World of Warcraft, more or less, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I started playing back in, like, Burning Crusade, but yeah.
But you're familiar kind of starting at World of Warcraft. So, I come from a Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3 background, and it's been interesting where, like, the moment when I started playing WoW back in vanilla, and I realized fucking Sylvanas was the Forsaken leader, like, very early on when I started playing that, like, my first Forsaken, it was the, oh shit, Sylvanas is on this team? That's bad.
Yeah.
We have, like, one of the, like, maybe bad guys left in this universe. It's not a demon. Sylvanas is not a good person. Yeah. Hell, she had a pet demon for a long-ass time, that's kind of vanished all of a sudden.
No, they found him.
Where was he?
He was being tortured in the last raid right now. He's a raid boss.
Oh.
Yeah, so it turns out he was actually a plant for the Legion, because he was going to try to betray her, but I guess he failed his mission in terms of what he was supposed to do. and there's this Sisters of the Coven, I guess, raid boss where it's like these torture sisters, the 6-arm like deity thing looking things, and they basically tortured him. So you fight a tortured Veramathus or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's still in it. They even had brought back the voice actor for him and all that. So yeah, he's a raid boss. But yeah, so now you know.
Glad they found him. I was kind of like, where the fuck did he go?
Yeah. So it's actually, there's a whole another story with the Netherlords and all that stuff. But yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I played it.
Oh.
It's in the Frozen Throne expansion for... Sorry, is that what... It's Frozen Throne the WoW expansion, or was Lich King the WoW expansion?
Lich King was the...
Okay,
there's two expansions. There's... Frozen Throne is the Warcraft expansion. That's
what I was trying to remember. Because there's a whole, like... So, the way the campaign for that one works is you have kind of Arthas's campaign, Kael'thas's campaign, Illidan's campaign. Technically, you get to control Illidan at one point, and the Naga. That's kind of cool. And then you also have fucking Sylvanas' campaign, which is a whole separate, like, weird-ass shit going on in the background monsterness.
Mm-hmm.
Which was nuts. But she had a fucking dark-ass campaign where it was like, okay, yeah, that's... You're not a good guy. Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Yeah, and they somehow made her Warchief. I don't know what the fuck Vol'jin was thinking.
I'll accept a Tauren or an Orc as a Warchief. Even a Troll as a Warchief, I'm like a little, I like the Trolls. They're my favorite race in the game, but I'm like, you're not Warchief material. As much as I fucking love Vol'jin, it's like, no, you're... I know you from hanging out with Rexxar. Like, I'd make Rexxar Warchief before you.
Is Rexxar still alive?
I think so. He showed up in Burning Crusade.
I don't think he's alive anymore.
Maybe not. Remember, I'm not the one keeping track of this shit. I'm just remembering him back from when you played as him in Warcraft 3.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
There was a whole campaign based around playing as Rexxar that was kind of an introduction to some of the WoW stuff, actually, where when I got into WoW after playing kind of that, like, hero class-driven sort of MOBA-esque thing, I'm like, holy shit, this is the end of Rexxar's campaign. Cool.
Oh, he is alive. Sorry. He's just on, he's on Draenor.
Rexxar is awesome.
But yeah. Yeah, no, I love Rexxar. I think that's what they wanted survival hunters to be, but it doesn't kind of work.
Yeah, no. Maybe you should just make, like, a Beastmaster class. Not a talent tree, a class.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Or make ogres player characters. Because Rexxar's a half-ogre.
Is he half-ogre?
Yes, he's not just an orc. He's a half-orc, half-ogre. That's why he's bigger than most orcs.
Makes sense. Yeah, I've always been fascinated by some of the hybrid the hybrid characters that you have, like Garona. You know what Garona is, right?
Nope.
She's a orc, Draenei rogue, half orc, half Draenei.
Still mad you can't play as the corrupted Draenei. That's a separate topic.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have them, but hey, throw it in the list of the races that people are asking to play at some point.
Murloc.
Murloc has been the biggest fan favorite for fucking ever, dude.
Murloc exists. You gotta understand, like, you're familiar with Warcraft lore starting with the MMO. Murlocs have been fucking king since the RTS days. We were weirdly, like, as RTS, we were weirdly into them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were just kind of this dumb, annoying thing back then, and they show up in the MMO, and you're like, wow, they doubled down on these things. Awesome. And then you have fucking Tauren Chieftain out there singing a song about Murlocs, and you're like, okay, you guys are on the joke too. Awesome.
Yeah, that's, but yeah, maybe we'll see him pop around at some point. But yes, they did choose Sylvanas, and she turned out to be fucking questionable.
Worst choice ever!
Expansion. Yeah.
Well, so I am playing through Legion now. I boosted up to Legion so I could play through it kind of in preparation for actually maybe playing WoW for reals again. And, like, the handoff scene between Suijin and Sylvanas is like, I don't trust you, but I guess you're Warchief now. And I'm like, why the fuck would you make her Warchief?
I don't know. Maybe in a weird way, my theory is that if she's in the spotlight having to lead the Horde, that people will realize she's evil and it's be a lot easier to team up against her. Maybe?
So,
I mean, look how people rallied against fucking Garrosh.
That's true. But, like, have they killed off a bunch of beloved Alliance characters and I just missed them?
Yeah, they killed the recent king.
So 1.
Killed King. I mean, this was back in Warcraft, but they killed Jaina's dad.
Yeah, that's Warcraft, though. That doesn't count anymore.
We've killed, well, I mean, it doesn't count because he was a Lich King now, but Arthas, he was a lovable Alliance character for a while.
He was kind of a dick even back in Warcraft 3.
Yeah. But yeah, no, any, like, super crazy ones that are Alliance side, I can't think of off the top of my head. The Horde have taken some pretty hard losses.
Yeah. I guess that's my point. Like, it's one of those ones where it's is it possible to kind of spin it back and be like, actually, no, it wasn't Sylvanas?
No. I mean, the big theories for a while was, like I was saying, was the ones with, what do you call it? That it was Jaina or whoever doing it.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening anytime soon unless... Because, I mean, there is some crazy shit they've talked about where, like, the old gods are possibly going to be involved in this whole thing and all that, because they even talk about how they might be... There's a boss in Emerald Nightmare that we do that is prophesizing all the events leading up right now. So they talked about how we'd open up the keys to the Legion, this and that. There'd be somebody that... Yeah, they talked about a guy who's talking to Azeroth, but he's not exactly 100% sure. They talk about a boy king who's corrupted, and people thought it might be the son, but it's actually, people are also thinking it might be Rathion, which is the only prince left of the Black Dragonflight, who was also Nefarian's son, but he's uncorrupted. Yeah, there's a lot of little tidbits here going there, but I have to find you the video because there's too much to explain, but a lot of people were talking about how that might be the opening that leads up to the old gods, and then we'll see N'Zoth finally. But we have a feeling N'Zoth will be kind of those... It'll be one of those raids that leads up to kind of the old gods eventually.
Sure.
Yeah, kind of like how this raid, this expansion was... We're going after the Legion, but then at the end, the big boss is actually Sargeras. So
Yeah.
we ended up going after the Titans. So it was a lead up to it. And then there's a middle raid that kind of was just like, oh, this is the thing. That might be the raid that kind of breaks up some of the current campaign, because everything was like a Legion raid that led up to Sargeras, but there was that one raid that was just the Nighthold, and that was just kind of a side raid, or like a pivot in the stories briefly. So, Old Gods will be the main storyline, it sounds like, but in the meantime, they're giving us that, like, oh, well, we're after each other right now. But that's my understanding on that at the moment. We don't know for sure, unfortunately, because WoW does WoW things. But yeah,
I'd be okay with just kind of a straightforward war for a little while, in all honesty. Like, some good old-fashioned mortals versus mortals shit might be kind of what that franchise needs for a little bit.
I think that's what it's going to be for the first part. They're flipping it and putting that now, and then it's going to lead up into that whole thing. At least that's my guess. We'll see. I'm excited, though. I like where it's going. I like some of the stuff they're fleshing out with the Island Expeditions and some of the story and the lore and the troll stuff. It's all looking pretty cool.
Well, so, I play on an RP server, so I have actually had a lot of weird fun coming back to this, because, like, the guild I kind of briefly joined is an RP guild, and when I kind of stopped playing, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to log off. Like, okay, like, what, you want to do a sign? So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go off in the wild and just kind of not deal with this shit, and log back in. Guildmaster sends a message going, so you're back, and I go, yeah, you fuckers can't keep Civilization running long enough. Had to come back and straighten this shit out. Who do I gotta put arrows in to make this better? Fucking love RP servers!
Yeah. I'm gonna hard pass on that. I'm not a fan of RP servers anymore. But
what hurt you?
Being in an RP server.
Fair.
So, you wanted to know, there you go.
Yeah. I think it's a good RP server. I haven't come across anything too weird lately, I guess. It's the good RP, where it's people staying in character and not being like, yo, you want to get some of this torn dick?
That's a whole nother...
Those are the RP PvP servers. Which I am technically on.
Yeah, well, they did kind of change it now, so there's just normal servers and RP servers, because that's a mechanics change, but yeah. So
what's your feeling on this one? You primarily play Horde 2, I believe, right?
I play Horde mainly, yes.
I have never... That's not true. I've had like 2 Alliance characters in my entire career playing WoW.
I do have Alliance characters, too. I have one Warlock that I'm...
Traitor.
Yeah. Shut up. Quiet you. But yeah,
we got a
like
word in the
Alliance...
Horde for people like you.
What? What? What?
Traitor, I said it earlier.
Oh. Well, fair enough.
Zug Zug.
Zug Zug. We not that kind of orc.
Apparently you are.
yeah.
Smooth skin.
I'm looking forward to all the story stuff with this expansion. I'm having a lot of fun playing it. Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about it, considering you're kind of new going into it?
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I said, I said, fuck this. I guess we're doing this. Boosted my 100 to level 100 so I could see some of the Legion stuff. I'm probably gonna like power through the Legion stuff. It's weird. I tapped out of WoW when it stopped being about what I wanted to be about, which was kind of the ongoing I'm not a fan of WoW post Lich King. I think kind of the story of WoW gets a little too after Lich King. I think Mists of Pandaria is a nice return to what I like about WoW, which is why I like Mists of Pandaria, but Cataclysm is genuinely exactly why I stopped playing that game. Like, I'm a simple guy. I can enjoy a large, sprawling narrative, but a lot of their dragon stuff always just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, it's why it's like the Elder God stuff I'm not really super intrigued by. It's always been my issue with WoW, where some of their mythology is real cool, and some of their mythology is just like, I don't want to have to care about this. I don't want to kill a god. I don't want to have to care about the kind of fucking treasure trove colors menagerie of dragons. Dragons in this franchise are lame. Deathwing isn't cool.
I actually like Deathwing.
The idea of if it was just Deathwing, if the story of Cataclysm was, yo, this giant fuck-off dragon just showed up and was messing everyone's day up and was, like, causing ecological issues, and, like, if you took out all the dragon flight mysticism and the time travel and the black dragons and the purple dragon and the magenta dragon alliances out of that thing, Cataclysm would be much more up my alley. Like, the idea of, we gotta stop Godzilla in World of Warcraft is a pretty okay story. Mm-hmm. But no, it's like, oh, it was foretold by the yellow dragons who have power over time, but are powerless to leave their caves, so they sent the red dragons to harass the green dragons to come to you. And the blue dragons are dicks. I know I'm super simplifying how dragons work in WoW, but, like, that is how I and a significant number of, like, vanilla WoW players felt about dragons.
Well, the dragons are all gone.
Yeah.
Pretty much. They basically lost their powers in Cataclysm.
The fact that dragons have powers is dumb.
You're mad about a mythological creature.
They're dragons. Just let me kill a dragon. Don't have the dragon being all, hark! How dare you kill an Eternal? I have the power over time. You're a fucking dragon. I want your teeth. Nay, fair orc, I can grant you through. You're a genie now? Yes, because I'm also a time dragon. And I can not do anything, really, except have some kind of weird raids. We got these caverns of time, yo. Are they cool? Some are. You can go back and be involved in historic moments through the franchise's history. That some of you nerds, though, will be super into this place. Yeah, I'm enjoying that from the outside, at least, and I know they're going to fuck it up, and I'm going to go, fuck this, I'm out again. The story is, okay, yeah, maybe we got to deal with Sylvanas. Like, maybe we picked the wrong horse in this one. God, what's his name? The orc guy I was talking about earlier. Saufrang or something?
Yeah.
That was his actual name. What?
He's the new, he's the...
What's his name? I don't know.
Barak. Saurfang.
Saufrang. So, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
The cinematic they did for that character is why I'm playing WoW again. Like, it is like someone went back in time to vanilla WoW and was like, hey, WoW players, why do you identify with the Horde? And we're all, like, someone said, because they don't like each other, but they have to get along because the Alliance are dicks and racists. and like, they're kind of honor-driven and stuff, and that seems like a kind of cool motivation for an entire, like, collective of, like, disjointed tribal people. That's cool, right? Yeah, that's cool. Unlike the Alliance, they're all like, yes, we have magic and castles.
Yeah, I really like the Starfang ship. I was not happy about the Sylvanas one because it looked kind of. I mean, it looks cool because the artistic style, but it was just her motive for it was just shitty, and you don't really
It
get
reads
much from it.
like it comes off just like a. Sylvanas has always been kind of an emo-ass character. If you go back again to Warcraft 3 and her story, like, this is very much in line with who Sylvanas is. Like, Sylvanas, at least in that game, very much comes off as, yo, they took our son well. Let's murder everything that's alive still.
Yeah, yeah. The Starfang one
Yeah.
though was just beautifully fucking written.
It's
It looks phenomenal.
yeah. It's as someone who like genuinely cared about the lore going into Warcraft, and like I love Thrall. Thrall prior to Cataclysm is a fantastic character. He's a good war chief. Like, him in Warcraft 3 is a fantastic character with an amazing arc. The Orcish campaign in that game is one of the best campaigns in that game from a story standpoint. It's a story of a leader trying to like stop his people from falling back into bad habits, and at the same time trying to honor who they are and also kind of like guide them forward and bring them to a new land and find them alliances. Like you fucking form the Horde minus the Forsaken in Warcraft 3. Like, you find the Taurens and you find the Trolls, and it's like, yo, why should we help you? We believe in nature? Right. We're not humans. Oh. Yeah, they've been dicks to us too. Like, the relationship between Thrall and, what was the original Tauren chieftains guy?
Karn?
Karn. Yeah, like, that story is as badly as it's conveyed in kind of like shitty RTS cutscenes and stuff, it has an emotional weight to it of like a tired chieftain who wants the best for his people and a young, hopeful chieftain who also wants the best for his future, kind of like finding a friend in a kind of man or in a leader forced to saddle the same burden, and like where Karn can kind of be like, this is who I was once, and like Thrall can kind of, this is who I wish to be. It's a great relationship. Then you throw in, so kind of in Warcraft 3's expansion, you have Sujin, who's the leader of the Trolls, who just wants the best for his people. You have this really kind of fun story of people that are kind of willing to scrap and claw for what's best for their people and kind of help each other out. And then you have the Forsaken. They're like, yo, we're undead. But coming out of Warcraft 3, the story of who the kind of the Horde is this very intriguing and fun and believable story. It's a group of people that have come together because separate they die. And they're brought together by kind of the dangers of Kalimdor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's a good campaign, and like the story of Grom, who's Grom Hellscream, Garish's dad, who kind of gets them back into the whole, hey, we're gonna drink this demon blood shit with Manaroth. Like, that arc is good. Kind of Thrall and Grom's relationship is tested and awkward, and kind of like, why the shit did you do this, Grom? And Grom is a proud warrior who just wants to be out there kind of doing shit, but he can't see the bigger picture Thrall has, which is like, yo, we gotta build a city. You need to supervise cutting down trees. I should be out there killing shit. I'm a warrior, not a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the story that leads to the Horde. I love the story that, like, Thrall is the adopted son, or like I'm blanking on the exact story, but it's like he grew up in the human cities and stuff as like a slave or a fighting pit or something, like in the fighting pits or something, and like escapes and tries to free the orcs and like cleanses them of the whole like, yo, you shouldn't drink demon blood, guys. We used to be shaman are bitchin', right?
Yeah.
Shane Lightning and shit.
Yeah. Zappy boys all around.
Yeah. Nah, bald head Thrall is lame. Like, on one hand, I get it. Thrall was always kind of a little too hippie for his own good, but when he stopped being leader of the Horde, I stopped believing in the Horde, and now we have Saelfrang, who's like, okay, yeah, you get it. There is no honor in this. Fuck, half the guards in the game say go with honor if you're Horde, so...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm intrigued because I just don't like what she's doing. It's fucking...
Yeah, I think the coolest rumor I've heard, and I don't think it's going to be a thing, is they're going to split it off into a third faction.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, I think it could do something interesting with that game. like, lore-wise, I get why you have the Forsaken. Sylvanas gives you lots of stuff you can do, but man, the Forsaken should maybe be their own faction. 'Cause they're very out for themselves.
I've also heard some stuff about how they're maybe setting it up so that she becomes the Lich Queen at some point.
That'd be interesting.
Because, I mean, Bolvar is there, and there's been talks of maybe, like, at least I've heard some of the Death Knight story stuff has been talking about how maybe he's working with Sylvanas at some point.
Oh, yeah, no, I assume the Death Knights, if they were like, yo, the Death Knights were never really ever on anyone's side, I'd be like, duh!
Yeah.
They're Death Knights. Surprise!
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued, but I'm excited. Well, I guess just to also, are you looking forward to the expansion overall right now?
I have no clue. Like, I bought the expansion back when I first started playing again, so I own it. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but at the same time, like, I care about WoW in a way I have not in a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing. Like, it's been a very long time since I gave a flying fuck about what's going on in WoW, and something about what they're doing now reverberates with me in ways that I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in. Let's care about this shit again, apparently. Why, I could not tell you, but like I would be very surprised if a bunch of people like me that kind of fell off at the egg. Lich King was such an end to the story of what I cared about in Warcraft kind of thing. Like, it's the end of all the stuff they set up in Warcraft 3. You kill Arthas, that's where it ends kind of thing. It's such a punctuation on the story of all that stuff I cared about. And the fact they finally found a way to make me care about what's going on. They're carrying threads through again, which is, yeah, Sylvanas can't be trusted. She is not good.
Yeah. Well, also, one of the things you've talked about, too, is, like, you wanted to go back to it being, like, actual Alliance versus Horde.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you stressed quite a bit, even before you knew anything about what was going on with WoW. So.
Yeah, it's the story. It's one of those things where kind of like it's this. If you roll back to kind of where World of Warcraft was when it starts off, you have the birth of the Horde Nation kind of thing, where it's like, okay, it's all the ugly races that don't quite fit into the kind of clean fantasy setting of the Alliance. The Alliance is humans, elves, dwarves, and gnomes, but fuck gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
No, seriously. Fuck those guys. Like, it's all the traditional good guy races. And on the opposite, and then you have the Horde that's kind of on the little other side of the world as far as this game is concerned, because they have a history of being enslaved by the humans.
Yeah.
Like, the Horde aren't running because they're losing. The Horde are running because they want nothing to do with any of that shit. It's been bad for them in the past. Like, did they come through some demonic gates and kind of start a war? Yeah. Were they also under the control of some really crazy demon magic and demon blood and a bunch of other bad choices? Also, yeah. Like, they're not faultless, but at the same time, Kel'Thuzad may have some answering to do kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, the orcs made some bad choices, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, maybe not all their choices were their own. The humans, on the other hand, have made some real bad choices, and they totally were their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the story going back to us versus them, I think, is a good move, because it gets people like me back into the game, or it sets a stage for me to care about things again, where there were too many world-ending events. Yeah. It was the Legion, it was Deathwing, it was Hayward and Pandaria, apparently.
Yep.
Which should have gotten me back in, but also I couldn't play as a Brewmaster, so fuck it.
You could play.
Yes.
Well,
yes, I know the monk class exists, but it's not the same.
Okay. All right. I just want to clarify. There is a Brewmaster spec, but yeah.
If I can't fucking split into 3 individual characters as like an ult in that game as a Brewmaster, I'm not playing as a Brewmaster.
You can do that.
Do they each have a keg weapon?
They each have individual weapons, and they attack targets. It's actually the Windwalker Monk's AoE ability. One of their AoE abilities. They split into Storm, Fire, and Air clones.
Didn't know that was in the game. I should be 3 separate characters, though. I should play as an RTS for a couple minutes. Pandaria and Brewmasters did that. That's just a holdover from Warcraft 3. Monk also seemed weird in a way. I'm like, I could be into this or not. I don't know.
Monk is actually really fun.
I kind of want to check it out, but I also kind of don't want to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I started playing. I'm like, okay, I made a panda character. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And part of it's one of those ones where it's like I don't really care about endgame at all. Like I'm having fun playing again because Legion is got some real story stuff going on. It's like I don't know if I'll get back into raiding. I'll definitely check the dungeons out because the dungeon finder is good, but also people are fucking speed running those dungeons at this point. So I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. But like for the first time in a long ass time, they've set me up in a way to care about WoW I didn't know I could anymore, which is weird.
Well, considering it's the new expansion coming up, it'd be a good time to jump back into it.
Welcome back to the world.
Yep.
Of Warcraft. They should kind of have that for returning players.
That'd be kind of cool.
It'd be lame, but also kind of cool.
Well, yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have anything else in particular to discuss about the WoW stuff.
No, not really. Sylvanas is not my Warchief.
You know, I'm on the same train. Hashtag not my Warchief. So,
yeah. As mentioned at the top of this whole train wreck, we have no emails this week, but if you wanted to contact us, Alex, how would you do that?
You can contact us by sending us a good old-fashioned email, and that email address that you would send it to is wickedawesomecast@gmail.com.
Again, wickedawesomecast@gmail.com, down the show notes, etc., etc. That's gonna do it for this week. You got anything you want to talk about before we sign ourselves off, Alex?
Nothing in particular other than like, hey, still doing streaming stuff here and there, especially with Warlords, with with Battle for Azeroth coming up, so I'm excited about that.
We're going back to Warlords.
Yeah, we're going back again. So we'll see.
Back through time to fight the Orcish Horde.
Yeah. So
6,000 years into the past.
But yeah. So just check me out, maybe online across the board. I'll tell all my stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing beyond that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me too. I guess you want to sign us off then?
Yeah, cue the metal.